Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We have a talented visual artist, Damilare Jamiu Kanyinsola. It's great to have you. You're welcome. And then I was asking, some artists call themselves different ways, but you describe yourself as a visual artist.
Yeah.
When you say visual artist, what exactly do you mean by visual artist?
In simple words, visual artist means a creative that expresses his idea in colors.
Okay.
Like there is always a sense of imagination and you want to pass a message, and the best medium to pass the message through is through a picture representation of the idea. So that's what a visual artist is. Someone who expresses his idea in a visual form.
So, of course, there's no artist that doesn't have a story. You definitely have a story. Let's hear your story. How did you get into all of this?
I've always been an artist all my life, right from childhood. Yeah.
You done the drawing side belly?
Yeah, right from my childhood, 6-7 years.
Okay.
So then it was just for fun, and I'm a very competitive person. So when my brothers, they draw, I feel like people praise them for what they draw, but I always feel it inside, like I can actually do better than this. So that was what brought me into trying to challenge my brothers. Like, yes, I can actually draw. So I started drawing at a very early stage of my life, and my parents saw this talent in me, particularly my mother. So she took me to a place where I can actually learn art. So I went to learn under Master Muyiwa Williams in Mushin. So I was with him as an apprentice for 4.5 years. So I ended being an apprentice 2011. I've been there since 2006-7. So yeah, when I finished, I've been practicing. When I finished from being an apprenticeship, so I started practicing art. So since then, since 2011, I've been finding my way.
Has it always been full-time art, or have you been doing it with something else?
I've always been an artist. This is what
full-time.
I've been doing. Yes.
You do
yes.
And is it financially viable as it is now? I know that at different times, is the appreciation of art something that young people can decide that this is a full-time, job that they can do?
Yes. Because Nigeria is, I don't like to be subjective sometimes, but being objective, Nigeria is not so encouraging for young artists. But irrespective, art is beyond Nigeria. And there are so many social and there are so many social medias that is breaking the barrier of international exposure now, like Instagram particularly.
And you find out that even people outside even appreciate our art even more than those inside.
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. Now, talking about that appreciation of art, you have 2 pieces here that are very lovely. Let's talk about the pieces that you have here. Okay, so you have a title for them, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's, 2 beautiful women, by the way. Which hairstyle do we start? Okay, let's start by the farthest one. The farthest one there on the left that they can see there.
Yeah.
That's who is she? Who is that?
There's actually nobody.
Nobody.
Most of most of these images I paint, it's just like a puzzle.
You don't get any inspiration. Is there nobody in your eyes that you can see, or in your head that you can see?
That's where I'm going to.
Okay.
I always have this picture of a particular person in my head.
Okay.
So I would find 6-7 different images to match up with what I have in my head.
In your head.
I might take the eyes from a different picture, the eyelid from a different picture, the hair from a different, until it matches what I have in my head.
In your head.
Yes.
So it's in quotes an imaginary, But have you ever done something where somebody looks like what you finally did? Because we human beings, someone's feature might be something another person has. By the time you put it all together, you're having a person and all of that. Somebody and all of that. But so does it have a name? Is there any title for it?
Yes.
What's it?
This painting is actually a project.
Okay.
I think this is the last piece of it.
Okay.
I exhibited it. I did the first exhibition at Baltimore, US, at Gallery Matisse in US. So this is the last piece of the project that I did. And the title, the main, in my abyss, is a project title. And I'm trying to talk about Black people, how unrecognized they've been represented in history, how underrepresented we've been in history. And when people talk about Black people in the diaspora, they normally talk about the struggle, just the struggle and the struggle and struggle. They don't take, most don't take time to talk about the beautiful parts of what makes people who they are. Just their normal life, just studying their normal life. So my work here is My message here is the fact that people go through struggle, people go through hard time, but there is always a beautiful part of us that needs to be talked about. That's what brought about the flowers in my work.
Wonderful.
The flower represents the delicacy of people's
Okay,
emotion.
let's see the flower. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about the one that you see there by the left with what's the hairstyle she's on?
Is
Just an African,
yes,
just
African
an African hairstyle. I love that.
Yes,
Okay, and then you were mentioning about the flowers behind. You were talking about the flowers behind.
Yeah.
You said you're trying to bring the beauty in spite of all that we go through. Yeah.
I always believe that if we can work on our mind,
Okay.
the universe is just like a frequency. It's working on a frequency. If we can work on our mind, things will come, things that will match up with our frequencies in existence. And this work, if you see the work from the image to the flowers, you see bees, you see butterflies, you see all different things that depict beauty.
Okay.
So when you look at the work, it's talking more about the beautiful part of what makes us Africans. Not just about a portrait of a person that is beautiful, but it's more about our emotions.
Okay.
And if you check about the background today, it's the damask design that depicts more of the influence of traveling and commerce and trade in Africans. How Damask has come into Africa from the outer part of the world to be a strong part of us. And Damask in the background is also talking about my father, because my father travels a lot.
Okay.
He's late now. He travels a lot, and whenever Damask has always been his favorite textile. So I grew up knowing Damask as something he admires and the quality of what Damask represents in our society. So this work now is, whenever it is I make my painting, it always reminds me of my story, my background, my philosophy, my experience. And I, as a person, I listen to a lot of people's story a lot.
Okay.
What brought about this project is the fact that I went on to the street and I started listening to people's story. And I actually realized that there are some beautiful part of us that is worth talking about, not just the struggle. We should talk about the beautiful things in our lives, how our emotions. We should create an avenue where people can actually come and talk about their emotions. People bottle it up, and if you see this painting, there is a red tape on her shoulder.
Okay.
That red tape represents a boundary. Because red represents danger, boundary.
Okay.
So it represents a boundary that if you actually want to come into my life, make sure you wash your foot properly.
Wow. I could go on and on talking to you because
talking
you are a
about
storyteller and a good one at that. Just keep
exactly.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Your
thank you
artwork's
so
actually telling the story.
Thank you so
and here's all of us wishing you the best.
All right, thank you.
Hold on. All right. Hope you're able to do a beautiful, beautiful art pieces. I like what I see. We'll take a time out now. That's it on Art Display. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this very short recess.